Good evening, I'm Leanne Gerari. Welcome to Business PNG, your weekly look at business news and updates. Tuna is the largest in PNG's fisheries. The local tuna industry represents a balance of both domestic industry development and foreign access market. Catch from PNG waters accounts for a significant portion of the global tuna catch, but there is growing concerns that certain species of tuna has been overfished. Papua New Guinea has been a lead player both regionally and globally, advocating on sustainable fishery. It was highlighted during the 13th InfoFish World Tuna Trade Conference in Bangkok that PNG as well as other smaller nations in the Pacific are being exploited of their resources. Michelle Amba with this report.
Papua New Guinea's tuna industry is guided by a national tuna fisheries management plan, which establishes an overall management structure. Around 18% of the world's tuna stock is found in PNG's 2.5 million square kilometer exclusive economic zone. Tuna is found throughout PNG fisheries zone, but especially to the north and east. PNG is a party to a number of bilateral and multilateral arrangements with the aim of managing its fisheries, especially tuna. PNG's potential market can add up to about 1 billion kina depending on the world tuna price. Catch from PNG waters accounts to 20 to 30% of the regional catch and is about 10% of the global catch. Each year, the PNG government, through the National Fisheries Authority board, issues fishing licenses to interested parties, which expires at the end of the year. The management plan that puts some control over how much is being fished is the total allowable catches or the number of fishing days. Cost of fishing in PNG waters is about $6,000 per day. The number of fishing days and the price is set by the parties to the Nauru Agreement or PNA, a regional arrangement which PNG is a member country. However, the National Fisheries Authority or NFA, the organization which has mandate over PNG fisheries sector, believes the country's revenue received from tuna exports is not sufficient compared to what is taken from its waters. From the 21st to the 23rd of last month, the World Tuna community gathered at the 13th InfoFish World Tuna Trade Conference and Exhibition in Bangkok, Thailand. That meeting was for all concerned parties to collectively focus on how the industry is doing and what is needed to be done. PNG was again represented at this year's meeting. Managing Director of NFA John Kasu delivered an address on behalf of PNG government, which deliberated on how PNG tuna resources were taken away for a minimal excess fee.
Over the years, we have distant water fishing nations to fish in our waters, take away our tuna with a nominal access fee. And I'm sorry to say I feel we have been exploited. The fees we receive are insignificant compared to what we see in the true value of tuna taken out of the waters annually.
PNG's participant in conservation measures was highlighted, giving prominence to its involvement with regional arrangements for future sustainability of the tuna resource.
Unless checked, we face the tragedy of commons, as seen in many other ocean areas of the world where conservation was someone else's problem. Today, most of the WCPF's conservation measures actually reflect our initiatives. The regional fisheries management obligations continues to encourage fishing states to contribute to the sustainability of tuna resource and to meet obligations of the development of our vulnerable island economies.
Mr. Kasu made a call for PNG to participate meaningfully in the tuna industry, which involves employment, commerce, and food security for the people of PNG. A member of the tuna industry in PNG, the International Food Corporation was a participant at the tuna conference. IFC, the producer of Besta canned mackerel, ventured into tuna, producing canned tuna for both export and domestic market. In an interview, IFC pointed out the challenges that the company encounters while trying to compete with other world tuna markets.
To be competitive, NFA, the government, the industry, they have to work hand in hand. There's no such thing as industry to be competitive, they alone. to work on what you call isolation or one-man show. No, we need the government. Why? For example, right now, our main constraint is fish. If we have the fish, people want to sell it to us. How are we going to load? You see, the main wharf in Leh, they expect us to unload 200 to 300 metric ton a day, which is close to impossible.
IFC's main constraint, it says, is the amount of space available at the existing wharf in Leh for loading and unloading tuna catches.
Basically, IFC is built. The factory itself is built in such a way that our current production for local consumption is less. It's not economic of scale. So we need the huge factory. So only to produce a small amount of mackerel for local, we believe that we can double up our production for export. So that justifies the economic of scale for the for our factory and to be competitive in the market.
IFC is one of the 6 companies involved in the tuna business in PNG. Tuna product is exported in the form of fresh, chilled, canned, fish meal and frozen tuna. Tuna products are exported to Japan, Philippines, Taiwan, USA, Germany, Great Britain, Australia and the Pacific. Another of the 6 companies is RD Tuna. Based in Madang, RD Tuna has been enjoying the rewards of the country's growing tuna industry. Starting from scratch in 1997, RD Tuna has led the way towards value adding in country's fisheries sector. Today, this cannery employs 3,500 people and with an annual turnover of 271 million kina, a figure that represents a huge success story in PNG. Speaking in a conference last year, the managing director of RD Tuna Canis, Peter Kelslow, stated that the fishing industry has always been underrated, especially in terms of its contribution to the economy and its potential. But for now, the country's potential tuna market value could be merely a belief. More than 10,000 metric tons of canned tuna is consumed locally per year, while the export value of tuna is now about 200 million kina, a 100% increase from its export value 15 years ago. NFA says the fisheries potential of PNG is yet to be fully realized, with its large exclusive economic zone of 2.4 million square kilometers, one of the most productive in the region.
When we return, we take a look at how a local district in the New Ireland province has decided to tap into the fisheries sector. Stay with us. Welcome back. From a global and regional perspective, the tuna industry can definitely bring in substantial and sustainable economic benefits. At the local and district levels, however, some communities continue to struggle with bringing this to a reality. But one district in particular is determined and is serious about benefiting from developing fisheries. This district is KVN, a maritime district located in New Ireland. The people of KVN have decided to tap into and are serious about turning fisheries into a revenue generator for the local people and the provincial government. This report is filed by MTV's Fabian Hakalitz.
New Ireland is one of Papua New Guinea's maritime provinces, situated at the Bismarck Sea, adjacent to the Solomon Sea, within the waters of New Ireland, New Britain and Bougainville. It was a dual celebration in Caving last week, the new fish processing plant opening and a new fishing vessel launching. The fish processing plant is owned by Golden Snapper Limited, a new privately owned company in New Ireland province that has just opened its business doors. Golden Snapper Limited has partnered with the New Ireland Fisheries Cooperative of the New Ireland Cooperative Association with the aim to deliver services for sustainable development. Caving MP, who's also the public state and Investments Minister Ben Micah, in his official speech, while congratulating the company for the achievement, stated the fishing industry is giant and commercially viable that supports Caving's bid as Papua New Guinea's fishing capital. Such assets build and strengthen the economic sector through successful partnership arrangement with the government's funding support. Mr. Micah said the project is worthwhile with many benefits and opportunities to build the fishing industry.
Then golden snapper become good long New Island Fishermen's Cooperative. Then the whole chain of fishing from catching to transportation to processing to the market will be complete. And I think we just need to grow on it.
Micah also announced NCS has secured a contract for golden snapper to supply 1 ton of fish fillets weekly, with other future arrangements with catering companies and hotels. The New Island provincial government is supporting this project as it will provide support and create benefits for the local people, says Deputy Governor Can Bath. It will generate revenue that will assist to run the provincial government's internal affairs.
We play like looking at all service and we reach him all man play me, all man tablo. That's service. Our fishermen must know where to come and sell, and their work is done. From this end to the last part of it, every no worry about fishermen blow me now.
Deputy Governor Can Bath and Golden Snapper Limited Managing Director Carlos Laupu then officially cut the ribbon and opened the new facility.
Now got this Amamas long officially cut him now for this project. Thank you.
As explained by staff, fish will be processed, but first it will undergo a quarantine inspection.
Work effectively, and all night we use him. Now only something we use him. We got time so we can cause him on an accident or sort of harm. So we don't stock the workman, we can kind of see got good spaces, never all working fillets as that kind.
Managing Director Carlos Laupu said the business aims to sustain local fishermen and cooperatives. Marine products starting with fish fillets will be supplied to buyers, particularly catering companies and hotels.
The company is currently looking at the fillets at the moment. Eventually we'll get in some, look into crabs, lobsters, even other seafoods.
Inspection for the fish fillets will be conducted first by NCS before the first shipment. Blue Marlin is a new fishing vessel for the Caving Fisheries Cooperative Society, funded under the Caving Joint District Program. Its arrival was welcomed at the Caving Wharf. Fisheries Cooperative Society Chairman Enoch Matthew thanked Mr. Micah for investing in such assets. He explained the ship will operate under a public-private partnership, sustaining livelihoods and creating opportunities that will be supported by the New Island provincial government. It will service 4 local level governments, Caving Urban, Lavangay, Tikana and Murat of the New Island Fisheries Cooperative.
We believe some provincial government too, and we got big thinking long Kirapin fisheries inside long Caving or inside long New Island province. And me play support him this thinking we governor me and me walk long go pass long end. Now me play like through awesome big processing plant where now I'm staff, CEO staff, na deputy governor, and big call where come long all people play me.
New Island Provincial Administrator Monovi Amani pointed out the need to promote fisheries management. However, with the Nautilus seabed mining, this might affect the fish chain. Before the mine proceeds, an independent impact assessment must be conducted.
Make him clear also this line important environment blomipla, fishery management. Solwara where mine by operate loem. We play strong also before we commence. We play ask him independent impact assessment by only make him nap him look game government na all people blow New Island belly see.
Matthew Calown, a former Agriculture and Livestock Department Secretary, was the guest speaker. He said Caving is the model district in fisheries with the establishment of the cooperative.
But you've like one advantage now. You've got to take hold of that advantage, people, and please look after this seed and we plant him now.
Speaking on sustainable projects, Calown highlighted that many projects don't last because of the lack of support. Mr. Micah in his keynote address pointed out the need to maintain existing facilities like the old fish processing plant. He called on the National Fisheries Authority to explain why the fish processing plant in New Ireland province hasn't been operating.
There is no point in fisheries claiming ownership to a facility that is not servicing the fishermen of Caving and New Ireland.
Mr. Micah says this facility for many years have not fulfilled its purpose and is a waste of public money. This fish plant should operate to support business activities for the cooperative.
Fishermen are looking for ice, fishermen are looking for market, and this facility is sitting idle doing nothing.
The New Ireland Provincial Government, National Fisheries Authority and stakeholders must negotiate and look at ways locals can benefit. Mr. Micah then handed over the documents and launched the new ship Blue Marlin. Locals were happy cash flow will be visible at their doorstep.
But lo mipla lo salimet lo mipla ting em no tumas bios mipla kita inaplo kisim disla na mipet ken kay longet solo disla ya em nauban plaken making money lo
sem mipla ya mas true because you got ship now na em back can come na not only mipla back kay fish to solo but mipla back si money pro fish now time mipla ba salim pro ship em can come carry fish lo place
anytime or liglik man or tram go fishing or if sapani mahat too long or salim fish na kind of say one time fish like big boat then be help him all too long kissing fish na all you can access to salim na any living long or city there.
Blue Marlin was built in 1984 Western Australia. The ship is fitted with 4 icebox and 2 presses that can cater for 20 tons of fish. The Day of Fisheries has arrived with major plans by joint partners to make Caving Town a capital of fishing in Papua New Guinea. The new vessel will enable locals to venture into the fishing industry for self-sustainability. Minister Micah is adamant the project will help to improve livelihood according to PNG's Vision 2050 and medium-term development goals. New Ireland has 4 cooperatives operating in caving, fisheries, agriculture, marine resource and oil palm.
Stay tuned. We'll bring you some updates when we come back. And now some business updates before we wrap things up. Major ICT service provider Datec has been acquired. Last week, Telecom PNG announced its acquisition of Datec from Steamships Trading. However, Telecom has also made it clear that the acquisition is still subject to regulatory approval. Datec has been operating in PNG since 1985, providing ICT solutions to the country. Speaking to MTV, Telecom PNG Chairman Mahash Patel stated that the acquisition was not necessarily a business integration, but more of a value add for Telecom PNG's retail expansion plans.
It's a value add. I think it's a complementary business because there's a lot of things from a business and household service levels. There's a lot of things that Datec does, which is the front end, which is a lot of stuff that Telecom does, which is the back end of broadband.
While making the announcement, Mr. Patel stated that Datec will be an integral part of Telecom's restructure and expansion plans. Telecom PNG is also in the process of transferring its wholesale business to Dataco Limited. Moving on, the capital is likely to face more power cuts. This comes after water levels at the Sirunumu Dam is reported to be 50% lower than the required level. According to the National Weather Services, the drought season has begun in some areas of the district and that will continue for at least the next 4 months. Meanwhile, PNG Power has also stated that load sharing in Port Moresby should be expected in the coming weeks. Currently, PNG Power is only using 3 turbines out of the 5 that is normally used, this mainly due to the declining water levels. Residences and businesses are urged to use water wisely. And we've reached the end of our show. For more business news, or if you would simply like to view this episode again, visit MTV online. That's mtv.com.pg/business. Until next week, have a good night. I'm Leanne Jarari, and this is Business PNG.